All right, we talked about the game yesterday with you guys, so moving forward, this is an exciting game to have up front like this early on, and we're going to have to prepare really well. This is an extremely well-coached team, somehow, even including the one before we got here, the last four, I believe, someone said have gone down to the last play of the game. It's got to be a record. So, these guys always play really tough, really physical against us. And so we're going to have a really good week of practice like we did last week and be prepared to go on the road.
Questions for Coach? Lane, Jalen Braxton didn't play on Saturday. What on the participation list? Is it just an injury thing, or is he, what's his deal? And because he'd had a good camp, if I'm not mistaken, up to that point, finally got back on the field after battling injury.
Yeah, that was a medical situation, why he didn't play, and we're hopefully plays this week, and I think he's going to be a really good player here, and had practiced throughout the offseason at times really well.
Pete had talked about how he could be a move piece for that secondary, both as a safety and as a corner. Just kind of what do you think about his ability to move around and the versatility he could bring once he does get back on the field?
Yeah, it's exciting to have somebody that can cover and has played corner that can play safety too. Hopefully he'll be back out this week.
You guys have seen Zach Calzada before at his Texas A&M days. I think it was like 4 years ago or so. What do you remember about him, and how much can you take away from what you've seen of him previously?
I don't know. I think people change within systems for the good, for the bad, and especially at that position. So I don't take a whole lot from years ago how somebody played, and I think you see it all the time. People go into different systems and play differently. So he's very talented. Seems to be really smart and savvy, and he's won big games. So we're gonna have to play really well. We're gonna have to rush the passer and stop the run, and try to go on the road and get a win.
Coach, any thoughts on when we might see Luke Haas?
Yeah, I have some thoughts. You know what this answer is going to be. Hopefully he'll play this week. He's working his way back.
With SEC,
those answers are in honor of Belichick's first college game tonight,
With SEC play coming early this year, what's the hardest part of the game to maybe get up to speed for, or the hardest part of SEC play to simulate in fall camp?
Line of scrimmages. We try to do a lot, obviously, against ourselves, and look back to last year, trying to do more this year because of that. That jump from non-conference to SEC play, and us, not playing well in the first time out last year. So hopefully it'll help us this year.
Coach, on Saturday, TJ spoke about a, quote, sour taste in his mouth after last year. I know it's only been 1 day of practice, but is there an extra energy in this week's preparation for Kentucky?
It was a walkthrough, so, I thought our guys did really well last week, being prepared, not about the opponent, who it was, just preparing really well at a high level, and so that's our expectation to do it again this week. I'm sure TJ and a lot of others feel that way, when it comes to this matchup. It's been a long off season or long season since we played them last, so need to go up and play better than we did last year.
You mentioned Bill Belichick debuting tonight as a coach. Also, a lot of interesting results in college football this weekend. Just what's your overall thought about the first week and how things kind of fell?
I don't think I have a lot. Focused on us playing well Saturday, and so I didn't see very much of anything. But sounds like there's a lot of parity in games and stuff. I think that's going to continue to show. I think it showed last year, just with NIL and how everybody has a chance to get really good players. They can just, any team can go overpay and get somebody. So I think that causes for parity, and I think that causes people to really be able to jump from maybe a really poor season where it might take 2-3 years to turn over a roster, to be able to turn it over really quick and completely change the roster and and be a very different team, week 1 than they were week 12.
Keyone is kind of the player I have in mind for this, but with you guys being on him pretty hard as a recruit in high school, just how beneficial is it to maintain good relationships with recruits that go other directions in this age?
Yeah, I mean, this age and the setup and the two, windows and just how it is, there might be some instances it's better to be second place coming out, and someone else pays them year 1 and they don't play as much, and then they come to you year 2. So it's just kind of part of the system we live in.
Questions?
All right, guys. Have a good week. Thanks.